welcome back to Super Hostile Dalania. Today, we're going to try to figure out magic. But first, I figured out what should go in this slot. The dojo item from the Green Wool Dungeon. It's this. It's the Demolition Charm. It's actually useful. So I just put it in this inventory slot on my offhand and basically forget that it exists. Because I just like to have it on all the time because it's so good. The speed is just a pretty solid enchantment, I would say. We're so quick. Between the jumping and the quickness, pretty fun. Okay. I also wanted to look at what these weird things that we got might be useful for. This is a dread shard. We can make dreadstone. Blade of the Dreaded Queen. Staff of the Dreaded Queen. Dread Thralls. Dread Knight. Dread Lich Staff. Dreadstone. Dreadlands Portal. Okay, what can we do with this? We can make them out of rotten hearts. Heart crystals and rotten flesh. Has the unique banner pattern. Oh boy. We can use them to make a dreadstone torch. And dreadstone. And a dread knight sword. 30 to attack for that, huh? Wow, that's... Wow, it uses charged astral diamonds. Okay. What makes this so special? 1.6, 17. Also, dread logs. Evil altar with long cloth on top. Evil altar with short cloth on top. I don't know what an evil altar's for. I guess that's something with magic. Okay, so I guess we might need these dread shards. Good thing we found them. Look at this sword, that's crazy. Charged astral diamond. That's complicated. Wow. You need glowing gems, fire shards, soul shards, and astral diamonds to make a charged astral diamond. And that's to make an imbuement altar, an orb of spectral quintessence, orb of clay, increase earth potency, other... Reduces other elemental spells. Oh. That's very specific. Make an everfull flask of mana. This magically enchanted flask always refills itself over time. Cool. Pendant of Eternity. Will recast a chosen buff spell forever if you have the wand on your hotbar with the spellbook. It's just fancy infinite buff. Diamond strong thread. Grants +1 spell range. Spell blast modifier. Spell potency. The sword. Alright, there's all. That's very magical. We have one of those. We only have one not charged astral diamond, so that'd be a bit of work to get that, I guess. So I guess we'll start reading this book. The Wizard's Handbook. This looks like this got a table of contents. Oh, it's got all sorts of good stuff. This should give us at least a start here. Greetings, wizard. This book explains the many ways of the arcane and how to use them. This is no ordinary book, though. Its pages will materialize before you as you discover more about the magical world. Use the arrow buttons to turn between pages and the double arrow button to quickly flip between sections. Use the central menu button to return to the main content page. Click on any purple link text to jump straight to the relevant page. Right-click the bookmark to move it to the current page, and left-click to return to the bookmarked page. What a fancy magical book this is. Okay, we got setting up, crafting recipes, and credits. To get started with wizardry, you'll need a magic wand, crafted as shown. This is just magic wand. Yeah, we already have. Let's Let's bookmark here. Yep, this is regular magic wand. It's got mana, progression, and durability, whatever that means. So, we've got that. Typically, you just need a gold nugget, a stick, and a magic crystal. That's easy enough. An arcane workbench. Crafted as like this. Yep, we made that. A spell book. These can be found in chests, dropped as loot, purchased from wizards, or make a beginner's spell, magic missile as shown. I see. Just take a book and surround it with magic crystals to make magic missile. Cool. I already have that. You also need a bunch more magic crystals to supply your wand with mana. Here's some arcane workbench. You made with magic crystals, or fiery crystals, or icy crystals, or stormy crystals, or dark crystals. Just any kind of crystal will work. Mystical crystals. Also, you can do gold nuggets, or gold nuggets from a different mod pack. So something else has different stuff. This makes using the different crystals will give you a different kind of magic wand. So this will give you additional potency on a specific kind of magic. Cool. And this is the only spell that you can make? Magic Missile Spellbook? Oh, we can also make the handbook with any crystal. We already have that though. We're reading it. Flowers can turn into magic crystals. You can make blocks of all the kinds of crystals and turn them back. You can make magical crystal shards. Small mana flasks. Crafted the wand or piece of wizard armor to restore 75 mana. That's just a glass bottle. Or you can use the crystals for 350, or grand crystals for 1400. You can make rune stones. Ooh. With all the different kinds? All the different kinds of crystals? Let's even use the regular crystals for this. Use fiery, icy, stormy, dark, verdant, mystical, radiant. No. So you can't use the regular magic crystals for that. Interesting. So you can turn them into rune stones in 2 varieties. You get stones of transportation. That sounds good. You can use that with regular magic crystals to make stones of transportation. Fancy. You make magic silk. Magic silk can make into your wizard robes. You make a blank scroll with string and paper, fire bombs, poison bombs, smoke bombs, spark bombs, gilded wood. Fancy. Make a dark oak bookshelf. Just magic. Lecterns. And a receptacle. And here's the credits. Version 4.3.4 for Minecraft 1.12.2. Electrobob's Wizardry. Blom. Design code and texture by Electroblom. Thanks to Minecraft Forge and NPC, without which this mod would not have been possible. And thanks to Mighty Minecraft and all the people that helped. And translations and sound effects. Okay. So we've got a few recipes in here that are pretty interesting. I think the first question is, how do we get these other crystals? Fire Dragon Summoning Crystal. Nope. What's it take to make a fiery crystal? Can we make a fiery crystal? Fiery crystal shards, block of fiery crystal. We can find them in random magic crystal or dust loot crates. We can put them in an imbuement altar, spectral dust. Also from loot crates. Crystal that glows a fiery orange means key to unlocking the element of fire. Probable. So we need magic crystal or dust loot crate. Then a quest. Oh, we got a few quests we can turn in. There's those. What's this Grave Master's key? Can't do anything with it. I guess it's just random key. Put these in here, I guess. This is an advanced spell, which is interesting. Okay. Well, we've got a magic wand. It's got progression on it. Let's try to get some more wand progression, I guess. So currently we're at 289. Fire that off, it's at 294. So I guess we just need to fire off a whole bunch of these to get wand progression or something. But this is also using mana. Pew pew. This is incredibly irresponsible. Just firing magic off into the sky. Oh, this is... And you can see how long it takes to recast down there in the bottom left. Oh, we've used all the mana in the wand. Wand is done. That wasn't even a full progression. Wasn't even half of a progression, whatever that means. So we got not enough mana anymore. So I think what we need to do now is put this in here and charge it up with some magic crystals. Yep, that put 100 in there. And now it's back to 700. So each of these small ones is 100 magicalness power. So if we can just do that, why do we want the magic crystals? $350. If each of these are 100, I guess the flasks you can bring with you. So they're more portable than the Ultima Bomb. Because this is, from what I can tell, this is 400 mana worth. And you make it down to 350 mana worth. That does not sound super useful. Oh, there's different, the crystal ores exist, huh? Maybe. Interesting. I guess we just need to fire off a whole bunch more magic missiles to get this wand progression up, I guess. Looks like you can walk while casting, but you can't run while casting. Does it mean drop off? Don't think so. Just a magical spell that goes where you click. We're halfway there, I think. Don't know if we have whatever it takes to upgrade the wand, though, so... And we have what looks like none of the other fancy crystals, so... Don't know how far we're going to actually be able to progress with this. Yeah, we're out of mana on here again. halfway done. Put 8 in here. We'll only use 7. Yep, perfect. This whole arcane workbench seems to work pretty much how you want it to. Let's take a drink before we go out and fire our magics wildly into the sky. Wonder if the other spells give more experience. Or whatever it is. Let's go stand by our beacons. From what it sounded, we can only really find more magical books in like chests and from wizards and stuff. So we might not actually be able to make too much use out of this, unfortunately. So let's see if we can upgrade the wand at least. Because any magic that we would really want to make use of, it'd have to be at least a higher level wand, I would think. Yeah, right now we're just burning magic to get wand progression. Hum, 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 hum. So the real question is, how good does this get? As much as we can fire a whole bunch of shots, I think we can still fire less than if we just had our bow and a stack of arrows here. I mean, yeah, it's got plenty of shots, and presumably the higher level wands will have more mana too, so that'd be fine. There's a lot of shots, but then again, higher level spells might just cost more mana anyways, so. I'm more interested in the summoning spells, particularly. Those sound like they could be potentially useful. Depending on how strong the thing is. I mean, really, at the point we're at, probably not, but still. It'd be at least fun to see what options are. And if it's just a little distraction, that could be fun. Of course, we had the summoning snowmen earlier, and all they ended up doing was letting creepers blow up everything, so I don't know if we really want to summon anything, if that's just going to happen again. As far as ranged attacks are concerned, pretty sure our bow is like power 9, flamed dragonbone, strengthened longbow, or something ridiculous like that. Very close. As interesting as the system for I don't know. Only put... Oh, there we go. We got a lot more things. New Canvas session. Mono wands, spells, arcane workbench, binding spells. New handbook section. Charging wands, upgrading wands, enchanting scrolls, wizard armor, crystal flowers. Tears and magical creatures. Okay. I guess getting this to full progression unlocked a whole bunch more wizard stuff. Oh wow, wow, that's an incredible amount more. Okay, this should explain what we need to do here then. Mana is the arcane energy that gives wizards their powers. It is not a physical substance in its own right, rather it is an ever-present aura which permeates everything in the world. In particular, it manifests itself in naturally occurring crystals which can be found embedded in rocks underground. Wands can store mana within them. This mana is channeled into the spells that you cast. Different spells require different amounts of mana, depending on how powerful they are and how long they last. Crystal ore, yep, we know. We found plenty of those. It is widely accepted that mana cannot be created or destroyed, and that when a spell is cast, the mana channels is simply dissipated into the surroundings. Indeed, this is how the vast majority of mana exists, spread thinly throughout the world. However, to be of any use, it must be concentrated, either naturally over thousands of years, as is the case with crystals underground, or artificially. Ooh. Artificial crystals that'd be useful. An advanced subject not covered in this book. Ah. Well. Also exists various ways of making spells more mana efficient and recovering some of the mana dissipated during spellcasting. Okay. Artificial crystal sounds particularly useful. Anytime you can get an infinite amount of something, probably a good idea. Well, not every time, but yeah. The wand is the implement of choice for a wizard. With it, you can cast any spell, provided the wand can contain its power. See tiers. Wands come in many different varieties, but you will almost certainly start with a basic magic wand. Yep, that's what we got. Most wands begin their life as a simple arrangement of a magical crystal of some sort attached to a wooden stick with a gold nugget affixed to the other end. The crystal is, of course, the source of the wand's power, as it provides the focus necessary to channel spells. The rest of the wand is important too, though, as it provides not only a means with which to hold the wand, but also a path through which mana can be channeled and directed. As more spells are cast with a wand, it grows more effective at channeling spells, and can therefore cast spells of greater power. This effect can be discerned from subtle changes that occur in the shape and appearance of the wand itself. As the wand grows more powerful, its crystal becomes more vibrant, its color may change depending on its element. After a while, the wood from which it is made will start to glow and twist into more complex shapes. When holding a wand, as a small heads-up display will show in the corner of the screen. This indicates the spell that is currently selected, along with a pictorial representation of it. And if the spell has been cast, a cooldown bar indicating the time until the spell can be cast again. It also shows the names of the next and previous spells bound to the wand. To switch between the spells, use button 5 and button 4 keys. These have changed in controls. You can also switch spells by scrolling with the mouse while sneaking. When viewing an inventory, hovering over a wand will display how much mana is stored in it, along with its currently selected spell, and any specific abilities it may have. More in-depth information about a wand can be provided by placing it in an arcane workbench. Spells. A wand is useless without spells to cast with it. Spells are recorded in two forms: in books, which are permanent, and in scrolls, which are temporary. Spell books are of little use on their own. Instead, they are used to bind the spell. They contain two wands. Spell books can be found throughout the world, and it will not take long for you to come across one. When you do find one, you can mouse over the spellbook to see basic information about the spell at a glance. You can also right-click whilst holding a spellbook to read more about it. Scrolls, on the other hand, serve a different purpose. Right-clicking whilst holding one will cast the spell that is bound to it, destroying the scroll in the process. Like spellbooks, scrolls can be found throughout the world. You can also make them yourself. See enchanting scrolls. Scrolls are quite useful when you need to use a spell once or twice on a particular quest but don't want it to take up a slot on your wand. They also have the advantage of being able to instantly cast spells that would normally require a charge-up period. It should be noted, however, that they are an inefficient method of casting spells compared to using a wand. To the untrained eye, the magical runes with which spells are written are unreadable. In order to identify a spell, you could of course cast it and see what happens. Though doing so may cause unwanted side effects, and many spells need certain conditions in order to work. Furthermore, there's always a chance of misreading an unknown spell when casting, with potentially dangerous consequences depending on how powerful the spell is. A safer and more reliable option is to use a scroll of identification, which can be found in chests or purchased from a wizard. By clicking whilst holding one will identify the first unknown spellbook or scroll on your hotbar, conscripting the scroll of identification in the process. Yep. The Arcane Workbench. The Arcane Workbench is a block similar in appearance to the enchanting table where you can charge, upgrade, and bind spells to your wand. You may craft it as follows. We already have one. The following page will explain the various actions that may be performed in the Arcane Workbench. Binding spells. To bind a spell to your wand, simply place your wand in the central slot of the workbench, then place the spellbook in one of the surrounding slots. Press apply. You will notice that the spellbook is left untouched during this process. This is because the act of spellbinding does not take the spell from the spellbook, rather it attunes the wand to the spell. As such, you may change the spells bound to your wand as much as you wish by simply repeating the spellbinding process. You can bind up to 5 spells to a wand at one time, though this number may be increased with attunement upgrades. To charge a wand, place the central slot of Arcane Workbench and place some magic crystals in the bottom left slot. And then press apply. Each crystal is worth 100 mana, and the wand will only take what it needs, so you can keep the supply of crystals in the workbench for when you need them. However, bear in mind that your wand can only take a whole number of crystals, so if the wand needs, for example, 30 more mana, 70 mana will be lost when charging it. Okay. Upgrading wands. Here we go. To upgrade your wand, you will need a Tome of Arcana of the appropriate tier, or a special wand upgrade. Both of these can be found as loot or purchased from a wizard. To upgrade your wand, place it in the central slot, and the upgrade in the top right slot, then press apply. Special wand upgrades improve a particular aspect of a wand. Each type of upgrade can stack up to 3 times, and the total number of upgrades that a wand can take depends on this tier. Upgrades cannot be removed. Okay. So we want to upgrade the wand. There are options there. There is someone Iron Wand. We got Magic Wand, Apprentice Wand, Advanced Wand, Master Wand, Wand of Embers, Apprentice Pyromancer Wand, Wand of the Pyromancer, Master Pyromancer Wand, Frost, Apprentice, Ice Mage, Master. Embers, Apprentice, Master, Frost, Apprentice, Wand, Master. So let's say there's 4 different slots, 4 different tiers of wands. There's regular, Apprentice, Advanced, and Master. We have Tomes of Arcana, Apprentice, Advanced, and Master. Oh, you can make these. Okay. So we can, I think, which one do we have? We've got the Tome of Arcana Apprentice. Okay, we can do this then. Magic Wand. Upgrade slot to Apprentice. Upgrades any novice wand with sufficient progression to Apprentice tier. Hey, look at that. We got an Apprentice wand now. And 3,000 progression before we could upgrade it to Advanced. And to make that, we would need an Astral Diamond. Oof. We only have one of these. Oh, flare guns, flare guns. Do we have any flare guns? Wizard's Apprentice, thanks. We got some Astral Diamond shards in here. Let's take those. Flare gun. Nope, not in here. Thought we had a flare gun. That might be in here. Yes, there it is. Flare gun. Do I need amethyst for that? So flare guns can be crafted into Astral Diamonds. And that's all they're good for, so we'll do that. So we could make ourselves the Tome of Arcana Advanced easily enough. What does it take to make the Master one? Oh my goodness, that's a lot of Astral Diamonds. We don't have that many. So we couldn't even get the Master one at this point. It would have to go through all that progression, too. The flasks aren't too useful. Transfer mana to another player's wand while sneak casting. Lots of glowing ingots for that. Hmm. What else we got in here? We got gilded bookshelves. Can I put books in there? Probably. Not too important. Let's check out the Stone of Transportation. Just need a crystal and some stone. Alright. Haven't seen much about this in the book yet. I guess we haven't finished reading the book either, so. So we figure out how to upgrade our wand at least. Enchanting scrolls. Arcane workbench can also be used to enchant spell scrolls. To do so, you will require a blank scroll, covered from a piece of paper and some string, a spell book for your chosen spell, enough magic crystals to provide mana to cast it. Okay. So we can just... That only... So we can only make enchanted scrolls from the books we already have. So that's not going to help us get new spells or anything. There's a crystal in the bottom left slot, the blank scroll in the central slot, and the spell book in the single slot. It's referring to enchant the scroll. So we can make a whole bunch of scrolls with that. That's not particularly useful. When we can just put it on the wand and put something else back on the wand again. Wizard armor. Probably not something we really want, since our armor is currently protecting us from basically all damage. So, I think being a squishy wizard is probably not what we want, but let's see what it has to say about this, I guess. As a wizard, you will need something to protect you from the creatures you fight. No ordinary armor will do, though. To make the most of your spells, you'll need wizard armor, hat, robes, leggings, and boots. Well, we can't wear a hat, so there goes that plan. Unlike ordinary armor, these will not break. Well, that's okay. Instead, they use arcane energy to shield the wearer. This, of course, means that they must be charged with magic crystals, just like wands. Fortunately, these garments do not consume much mana. Charge them as you would a wand in the arcane workbench, or the mana flask, but be careful. If they run out of mana, you will find yourself defenseless. You obtain wizard armor by crafting it from magical silk. Let's just get you some string. Get regular mana crystals, make magical silk. Then you make armor. One may enchant wizard armor using a normal enchantment table, and due to the inherent properties of magical silk, it tends to be quite effective at holding enchantments. Of particular utility to a wizard are the magic frost and shock protection enchantments, which may provide useful defense against other wielders of magic. Those wizards who devote themselves to the practice of one element sometimes wear special garments which grant bonuses for that element. Full sets of such garments are very sought after among wizards and are not easy to find. Once they have mastered the fundamentals of magic, many wizards choose to follow a particular path or class to further their training. There are 3 main classes that a wizard may align themselves with: Sage, Battle Mage, and Warlock. Members of each class can easily be distinguished by their robes, which are modified usually with rare and exotic materials to better suit their needs. The Sage. By devoting their life to the pursuit of knowledge, the Sage has perfected the art of efficient spellcasting, allowing them to cast spells using the smallest possible amount of mana. The finery of their silken robes belies the substantial protection they provide, as the Sage is also an adept enchanter, though there is still no match for solid metal plating. Spending such long periods in the safety of a library does, however, make them rather sluggish in combat. The Battle Mage is geared for combat, clad in a combination of toughened cloth and crystal silver plating, sourced from the most skilled of foundries. Through discipline and training, the Battle Mage has also improved their speed and reactions, allowing them to cast spells more often. This does not come cheap, however, and Battle Mage must be careful not to burn through mana too quickly. The Warlock lives for exploration, pushing the boundaries of what is possible to unearth lost arcane secrets. This, along with a willingness to experiment with what others may deem forbidden, has allowed them to break the constraints of traditional training, cast spells at a formidable rate, as well as reducing the mana usage. Their lightweight robes, though good for exploration, provide less protection in combat than their counterparts. Magic in the world. Crystal flowers and magical creatures. One cannot master the arcane just by staying at home. There is a world full of magic out there to explore. Ancient ruins, relics, and mysterious beings, good and bad, await discovery, if you know where to look. The greatest wizards are also the most curious and gain much of their knowledge and power through exploration of the environment around them and experimenting with what they find. Whilst much of a wizard's time is inevitably spent alone, the sharing of knowledge is also vital to learn the arcane arts. Seek out fellow practitioners of magic and learn as much as you can from them. Communication is arguably the greatest power of all. Crystal flowers. During your travels, you will probably come across curious glowing flowers growing in the wild from time to time. These distinctive blooms are known as crystal flowers, and they are strangely effective at concentrating mana. To this day, nobody is quite sure why. We do know, however, that they can be harvested and crafted to extract the mana as crystals, making them a rather useful above-ground source of mana. The amount of mana obtained this way is limited, though, by the small size of the flowers and due to them only growing in small patches. Also, you can just get them with bone meal, so, yeah. Yep. And then magical creatures. Besides wizards, a multitude of other creatures also use magic. Many of these creatures are arcane in origin, and most can be summoned using certain magical spells. One may encounter these creatures guarding an obelisk or perhaps a powerful summoner. Lesser arcane beings are even found occasionally in the wilderness. A notable example is the Remnant, a spirit-like being that forms naturally from the traces left behind by powerful magic, and typically takes on one of the 7 arcane elements. On their own, they are a little more than a nuisance, but a swarm can quickly overwhelm the unprepared adventurer. And their innate resistance to magic makes it advisable to carry a bow or other ranged weapon. A fire remnant. Ooh, this is what they look like? Little cube-looking guys. How fun. Once slain, their spectral dust can be collected, which, besides emitting a colorful glow, has a variety of useful properties. A receptacle, crafted as shown, provides a convenient means of containing it. Just take the magic, put it in a flower pot. Receptacles may be placed atop a surface or fixed to a wall and right-clicked with spectral dust to fill them, acting as a soft light source. Right-clicking a filled receptacle empties it and retrieves the dust. Wands and spells come in 4 tiers: Novice, Apprentice, Advanced, and Master. Each tier is more powerful than the last. Novice wands are the ones that can be crafted. They hold up to 700 mana, can only cast novice spells. Novice spells are simple enough to be cast by anyone, and they do not usually cost much mana. This does not necessarily mean that they are useless. At high tiers, however, their low cost makes some novice spells useful even when you have access to master spells. Apprentice wands are the next tier up from novice wands. They hold up to 1,000 mana, and can cast novice and apprentice spells. Apprentice spells are a little more impressive than novice spells, but usually cost more. Advanced wands are quite rare and are much more powerful. They can cast all spells except master spells and hold 1,500 mana. Advanced spells can grant superhuman powers such as invisibility and wreak havoc on foes. Master wands are the most powerful wands in existence. They hold up to 2,500 mana, cast any spell. Master spells books are very rare, and the spells can cause complete devastation not only to enemies, but even the world itself. Used with caution. That's what I want. That's what I want to have. To be upgraded to a higher tier, a wand must first become powerful enough to channel spells of that tier. Wands gain power as spells are cast with them. Spell variety, spell power, elemental effects, and other external factors may all have an effect on how quickly a wand matures. Once a wand is sufficiently powerful, a Tome of Arcana provides the final catalyst needed to elevate the wand to the next tier. See Upgrade Wands, and once has happened, the maturing process can begin again for the next tier. Yep. That's just Magic Missile. This book, crystals, shards, potions. Don't know if these runestones might just be cosmetic. They look cool though. Stone transportation, robes, charges, lecterns. Yeah, with the creds again. Okay. So I want to try making these fancy stones. New recipe is unlocked. With the stones? Nope, that's just, already had it. Okay. What are you? Oh, our pickaxe is so fast. Can't put him in here. There's no recipes with them. Using something else, I guess. I'm just doing pedestals. Don't make anything. Well, they're green. I'll give them that. Can't put them on the wall. Unfortunate. We'll put our transportation things over here next to our silkworm. Okay, that's fine. Look at these quests again. People hunting. Loot crate. Let's take the XP. And the XP. That's level 30 right there. Fancy. And we got Metaphoric Metal Slime. A rare enemy, excellent rewards that runs away if you're difficult to kill. Throttle. We get 2,000 experience. An Astral Diamond. Is this repeatable? Loot reward. Book of Memories. And a loot crate. Ah, it's not repeatable. Feed and care. Kill 33 wizards. Look at a filch lizard. Move to within 1,000 blocks there. Kill Medusa. Kill Hydra. It looks like all the quests we can do right now. We got some boxes. Silver ingot, copper ingot, gold ingot, glowing ingot. That's pretty good. Lapis lazuli block. Oh boy. Gain 10 levels. Now, I don't know if this is going to give us plus 10 levels on whatever level we have, but I'm willing to click this a few times to get more levels before we try this. Okay, Book of Memory. Quick question, can we make this? Here's all the different spell books that we can't make in any way. Ancient spell books. That's just a quest reward. Oh, that's broken. Yeah, it doesn't really matter though, so that's fine. Is that it? That's all we got from the quests? Okay. Well, we got a level 130 enchant we could do now, I guess. Not that it really matters. So, for magic to be of any use to us, we need better spell books. We've got group heal. That's... Where are these scrolls? Let's get some distance. An advancement. That backfired. So, it's not supposed to summon a squid, but we did. Squid. Hi, squid. How you doing? Having a good time? Just existing? Nope, he's not having a good time. He's dead now. So if this is not supposed to summon squid, what's it supposed to do then? Do we learn? Nope, still don't know. It's a trap. Ow. Okay. All nearby plants are suddenly uprooted. Oh no. This is not going well trying to do whatever this scroll is for. This might be a troll scroll. Let's get farther away from our fields, I guess. So far, trying to use these scrolls, we've summoned a squid, placed traps at our feet, and attempted to unroot crops. Discovered leap. Oh, it's a novice leap scroll, huh? Okay. I mean, we're already pretty good at leaping. I don't think novice leap's gonna really do much for us, especially in scroll form. So now we can jump twice, and does this scroll look different? Whatever. Ancient spellcraft. Oh, it's a different kind of magic thing. Oh boy. Oh. So there's like 2 magic things in here. We don't even know about the other magic thing. That's good. So we need master spellbooks, I guess. Huh. There's ancient spellbooks all the way to master spells. There's spellbooks. Whole bunch of them to master spells. There's different altar-y thingies. Different, all sorts of magical doodads. Oh, there's the magic. A random master spell from Master Magic Hunting. Okay. I guess if we want to get anything magical, we really need to do the repeatable magic hunting. We need to kill wizards and witches. And that'll get us random magical crystal. Wizards, witches, Tangos, Spriggans, and Baphomets. That'll get us master spells. And astral diamonds. And books of levels. Okay. Finding these seems to be pretty rare, so I'm gonna get my hopes up. You get random gem experience. Meh. Spee, loot list. Yes. Ingots, loot, gems. Yeah, the magic is what I'm really interested in, so if we find some more witches and wizards, that'd be great, but repeatable bundles. Farming can have ingots, gems, XP. Nope. Charged astral diamond and grand magic crystals gets us 2 master spells, a magic crystal, and a thing. That doesn't seem worth spending a charged astral diamond for, but okay. Yeah. So, until we get ourselves some master level books, we've got 1 advanced book, but that's group heal, so not exactly what we really need here. Master diamond shards. We got a few more of those. Fire shards. Technically, we could make the upgrade book to get this to advanced level, but all we'd be able to do is put a crystal in it, so it doesn't really matter. So I'm seeing these spell books and these spell books. These are the wizard spellbooks. Slightly different. I think the spellbooks might be hidden. No. If we don't know what it is, we can't see what it is anyway, so that's fine. Anyways, if we want to make basically any use of magic, we really would need to get more spellbooks. That does not seem to be a thing we can easily accomplish right now. So, until we get one of those quests finished to get magical whatevers, we are basically out of luck as far as magic is concerned. We can upgrade the wand again, but not particularly useful. So, presumably, this would be an easier thing to accomplish, just playing the Modpack normally. But presumably there'd be more structures to find magic spells in and stuff. That's another thing they could add. You could have added to the chests and whatnot. Oh well. I think this has been changed too, so that might be in later versions or something. I don't know if everything in the chest has to be vanilla things. I don't know how that would work if you... I mean, they could have the modded version and the vanilla version. But either way, even if it was changed, we wouldn't have them in our chests, so whatever. It's interesting. We just do not have the resources to make use of magic here. So, back to adventuring. Next time. Goodbye.